Imagine a creature so vast in number that its herds could darken the plains for days. A single animal that provided food, shelter, clothing, and spiritual meaning. For countless generations, the buffalo was not just a resource for the native peoples of the Great Plains. It was the very foundation of life, culture, and survival. And then, in a staggeringly short span of time, it was brought to the very brink of extinction. This wasn't just an ecological accident. This was a deliberate, weaponized destruction of a lifeline. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is Echoes of the Ancients. To understand the scale, we have to start with the numbers. Before the 19th century, an estimated 30 to 60 million buffalo roamed North America. They were the continent's great migratory force. For nations like the Lakota, Cheyenne, Comanche, and Blackfeet, the buffalo was a sacred relative. Every part was used: the meat for food, the hide for teepees and clothing, the bones for tools, the sinew for thread. The rhythm of life followed the rhythm of the herds. It was a sustainable, reciprocal relationship that had endured for millennia. But as American settlers pushed westward, a new perspective took hold. The buffalo was seen as an obstacle to progress. They competed with cattle for grass, and they were the mobile commissary for the very native nations standing in the way of expansion. That's when a strategic and chilling idea took root in the corridors of power. If you eliminate the buffalo, you eliminate the foundation of Plains Indian resistance. General Philip Sheridan famously put it bluntly to the Texas legislature, urging them to support the hunters, saying, "Let them kill, skin, and sell until the buffalo is exterminated, as it is the only way to bring lasting peace and allow civilization to advance." And so, the great slaughter began, turbocharged by the railroad. Railroads split the herds and brought market hunters from the east. Men like Buffalo Bill Cody were hired to kill thousands to feed the crews laying track. But the real carnage was for hides and sport. Hunters would shoot from train windows, leaving countless animals to rot. A skilled hunter could kill over 100 in a single stand. The plains echoed with rifle fire, not thunder. By the 1870s, the southern herd was gone. The northern herd followed soon after. In just over a decade, the millions were reduced to a few hundred, hiding in remote corners. The consequence for native nations was catastrophic and immediate. It was a form of total war, an attack on their economy and their spirit. With the buffalo gone, starvation and disease set in. The people were forced onto reservations, dependent on government rations that often failed to arrive. The deliberate destruction of the buffalo broke the backbone of Plains culture, making way for the very civilization its architects had promised. It was one of the most devastating and effective campaigns of ecological warfare in history. It's a story that sits with me heavily. As an engineer, I see the terrifying efficiency of the system, the railroads, the repeating rifles, the industrial demand for hides. It was a brutal, applied engineering of conquest. As a storyteller, I hear the echoes of that silence on the plains, the profound grief of cultures severed from their sacred relative. The near extinction of the buffalo is not a footnote about animal conservation. It is a central chapter in the story of how a continent was remade, revealing how deeply our human conflicts are entangled with the fate of the natural world we so often take for granted. This has been Echoes of the Ancients, a production of Light Knot Studios. Find more of our stories at https://www.lightknotstudios.com.